The Banjo-Kazooie franchise was almost perfect. That is a phrase that I hear a lot. I want to focus on the word almost in that sentence. You see, that probably refers to the game that most Banjo fans hate with a passion. That game is none other than... Guess what I'm going to say. Yes, it's Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts. Despite being a great game with tons of references, a fun vehicle building feature, and a banger soundtrack from Grant Kirkhope, a lot of people hate this game. And I mean a lot. I would say about 90% of people in the Banjo community despise Nuts and Bolts. I'm part of the minority. Anyways, let's just drive right in and talk about Banjo's latest game. Yes, I can legally say that. Our journey begins in 2004. Rareware had been bought out by Microsoft about 2 years ago, and it had been 4 years since Banjo-Tooie. At the time, there was a lot of demand for a new title in the Banjo series, so Rareware started development on Banjo-X, which would be a full-on remake of the original Banjo-Kazooie, but for the Xbox. A lot of assets and stuff from this game have actually been found, and it's really fun to look into. Banjo and Kazooie's model was even found, and it's actually my favorite model of Banjo and Kazooie. If you want to learn more about Banjo-X, go check out Facts About BK. They're like the gold mine for cool Banjo stuff. Oh yeah, they were responsible for a ton of Nuts and Bolts model rips, so that's pretty cool. Well, as you can tell, Banjo-X did indeed not get made. And we got a game where you build vehicles and drive them. Normally this is where I'd complain about how Rare was better before they got bought out by Microsoft and how they shouldn't have done the whole car thing. But no. I like the car building mechanic in this game. I think it's fun and leads to a lot of creativity. In fact, hundreds of people think the same way. We are obviously in the minority, but still, Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts is not a bad game. If you don't find enjoyment in it, you're just playing it wrong. This game is a sandbox where basically anything you can think of can be made. This is where I like to introduce my website, Jiggy Builds. Jiggy Builds is a website where people can submit and show off their creations in Nuts and Bolts. Only a few have been submitted, but you can add your vehicle to the website by using the link in the description. Also, I held a bit of a competition. First one to submit a vehicle and tell me they want it in this video gets their vehicle to be featured. Well, the lucky winner is... drumroll. Wonder Wings with this wonderful vehicle. Anyways, I suppose we should talk about the character designs next. Well, they're meh. At first they look vile and disgusting, like Mario Kart Wii, but after playing for a bit, you begin to get used to it. Don't get me wrong, characters like Banjo and Boggy got the poor treatment, but Bottles and Mumbo actually look really nice. I would say that a lot of the new characters, such as Log and Trophy Thomas, look way better than the returning characters. I actually think the cubic art style looks really nice. It feels like a proper evolution of the Banjo series. With a lot of worlds, most notably Nutty Acres, you can see this patchwork art style they are going for, and I love it. There are 6 worlds in Nuts and Bolts, and each world gets 6 acts. These worlds include Nutty Acres, Logbox 720, Banjo Land, Gigaseum, Terrarium of Terror, and Spiral Mountain. The hub world is Showdown Town, which is probably my favorite hub world in a Banjo game. Probably has the most on-foot platforming you're gonna get out of this game. Okay, onto gameplay. Like the previous games, you collect Jiggies, Notes, and Jinjos. You collect them a bit differently though, and they have different purposes. Jiggies are collected by doing missions scattered throughout acts. These missions can go from crazy easy to insanely hard. If you do a mission fast enough, you get a new collectible called a TT Trophy. By getting 4 of these trophies, you redeem a Jiggy. Nuts and Bolts was not what people wanted. It was an attempt to revive the franchise, but it failed. Whenever a piece of media is constantly hated on, the company that makes said media will not do anything with it anymore to avoid hate. This is sadly the truth with Banjo-Kazooie. After Nuts and Bolts got such a bad reputation, Microsoft and Rare did not want to risk screwing up another Banjo game. Despite being a complete departure from the original Banjo formula, I still absolutely adore Nuts and Bolts. It is such a fun sandbox experience that I highly recommend you give it another chance. Anyways, goodbye.